Hello, welcome to Russ Sports. This is Ishan and Devashish, live from USA. A very good morning to everyone, and it's almost good night here. But before we sleep off, we have to give you the day's updates. Devashish, the most happening update is, of course, that gym. We've already spoken about this all day long. It's been the topic of discussion. The Indian team do not have a gym. I mean, they do have a gym, but it's not of the best quality, like mentioned. And they're at the moment training at LA Fitness. So, I mean, talk about this. First time I'm experiencing this. You have 20 years of experience. Have you experienced this in your past?
I mean, how I mean, it is a bit surprising to think that a five-star hotel, or even for that matter, a seven-star hotel, does not have the modern gym facility.
Hmm.
So strange, you might think, but then that has been the case. The Indian team uh, is not happy with the gym facility
Yeah.
that has been provided at the team hotel, which is the Garden City
Yes,
Hotel.
Garden
So
City.
we both have been to Garden City Hotel. We just had a look, but we did not enter the hotel
Tight security.
because of security reasons, and also with other reasons. But then we also visited LA Fitness
Yeah.
Center, a chain of
Yeah.
gym facility here, and obviously it is meant for the public. You can actually become a member and can avail the facility. So that has been the case with this Indian team. The Indian Cricket Board, they took membership of all the players, and the players have been using this facility for the last few days.
Yeah.
I'm told.
Yeah, you're right. And it just when the news broke out, it was a little strange because this is the World Cup. You expect the Indian cricket team to actually have decent enough gym where they can probably possibly work out during this World Cup stages. We also spoke about those five shockers. I think we'll just discuss those five shockers in brief because I think there's a video that will come out later. So we'll quickly go through those five shockers as well. Obviously, one is those practice. Just those practice wickets they were. When Rohit Sharma was batting, some balls kept low, some balls rose up. It's not the ideal sort of wicket in a World Cup scenario.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is a not good advertisement when
Hmm.
it comes to the wickets. Means obviously you need wickets which are
Yeah.
which are good. Means by good I mean that it gives equal assistance to both the bowlers and the batters. But here it is overly in favor of the bowlers.
Hmm.
You win the toss. The team winning the toss, the captain of the team winning the toss has no doubts whatsoever in closing the eyes and deciding to bowl first.
Yeah, right. So I mean, it's a contrast. In the IPL, we saw batters dominate, and now in the World Cup, we're seeing the bowlers dominate. And also, the outfield, all these Pakistani fans were quite upset. That they were complaining that the outfield was very slow, the ball's not carrying. Obviously, I think they're right to some extent, but at the same time, the outfield possibly more work could have been done. You were mentioning something earlier to me in the day about the
Yeah,
outfield.
obviously you need outfield which is large screen and where the ball travels as fast as you
Hmm.
can. But here we see that means the batters playing shots and then they are not getting the
Yeah.
value for money. Means obviously due to the sluggishness of the outfield, the ball is not traveling to the boundary, which and it in itself is somewhat disappointing for the batters. But then be it the wickets, be it the outfield, be it the practice facilities at Cantiago Park,
Hmm.
means everything has been not up to the standard, and that is something that you don't want for a
Yeah.
mega event like the T20 World Cup. But ICC means obviously has no other option, but they had to organize this tournament in a hurried manner. Obviously, this makes it that we all know that makeshift stadium at the Eisenhower Park has to be built in 5 months' time. But then, as Rohit Sharma said, we need to move on. Even
We do.
yesterday, my Indian team bowling coach Paras Mamre also voiced the same opinion. Is that whatever I myself asked a question to Paras Mamre as to are they happy with the facilities being provided, because and also I asked him that the team has what we get to know that the team has been availing the facility of a to fitness center. So he said that we need to move on. See, we rather they're thinking too far ahead. Obviously, we need to accept this. See, and cricket is being played in America for the first time, so there will be challenges. So and but then this facility is for everyone. It is
Yeah.
not just that in the Indian team is suffering from this. It has been the case for all the teams that are
Yeah.
playing in here in New York. So we need to accept the challenges and move on.
Yeah, we
So,
do, and I think a good point by Rosham as well, where you just mentioned the same thing that some things at times can't always work out in your favor. Not everything can be perfect, but at the same time, yes, the ICC could have put in more effort. Hosting it in the US for the first time, a lot of local crowds are attracted, will be attracted. So all these factors would have been into consideration, but unfortunately, some things haven't worked out, like the pitch, and also like how we mentioned, the Indian team isn't practicing at the main ground. They're practicing at Cantigay Park, which again, I'm sure you haven't seen in all your 20 years of experience.
yeah, again, once again, again an instance where it is normally not what you associate with an ICC event. Means everywhere you play, everywhere there
Yeah.
where there's an ICC event, you have practice facilities at the main venue. Yes, the teams may be practicing in some other places, which is the designated training center, but on match day -1, it is
Hmm.
normally a practice where the teams, where the competing teams, they normally
Hmm.
get to train at the main venue, which is not the case here. All the teams, whoever is playing here in New York, had to travel to Cantigay Park, which
Yeah.
is 20 minutes away from the main stadium. But then why? And they are not getting and that advantage of getting adjust to the conditions, or assessing, at least get a feel as to what the conditions might be for the on the match day. They have to rely on the match day morning when they assess the conditions and decides on
Mm.
picking the playing 11. But normally the norm is, means on every match day -1, the teams which are playing get an opportunity to train at the facility that is at the main stadium.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're very right there, Bashish. And that's why this was, quite a surprising fact when we also, arrived at the US. We found out that the team's not actually practicing at the Nassau County International Stadium, but the park. So obviously, these are some sort of concerns that have just risen up, because probably any other country maybe would have hosted this in a better way. I'm not saying that the US isn't doing a good job, but obviously all these small factors do counter in, and more effort could have been put in. But moving on to that practice session that we witnessed, Rishabh Pant was the man in focus again. You've mentioned in the past that how he's evolved after that setback. He's showing more focus. He's attending all these practice sessions. He seems driven, and it's reflecting in his performances.
Yes, Shan, and absolutely. Today also, yesterday also, when we went to the optional practice session, obviously most of the main team players did not turn up. The likes of Captain Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Hardik Pandya, Surya Kumar Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah, and all the fast bowlers, and they chose. And they were given rest. It was only Rishabh Pant from the main team, Rishabh Pant and Shivam Dubey, along with the likes of Sanju Samson and
Yeah.
Yashasvi Jaiswal, were there at the training session, optional training session. But it was where Rishabh Pant all the way. All the focus was on Rishabh Pant. He was seen taking throwdowns and from the batting coach Vikram Rathore and fielding coach T. Dilip.
Mm-hmm.
And what was more interesting was that after a few minutes, he went to the other nets where he took throwdowns from Nuwan. But Nuwan was seen giving him throwdowns from 18 yards.
Okay.
So just to get adjusted to the bounce. These are specific training drills, and Pant, as we all know, has been very focused ever since he landed in New York, and he has been in decent form, in scoring valuable runs in the last three matches, including the warm up game
Yeah.
against Bangladesh. And once again, come the match against USA today, one would hope that he goes another big knock.
Yeah, you're right. I think a lot will be expected out of Rishabh Pant, and again, that X factor player, like we've discussed on plenty of shows before, that he's someone that the Indian team really missed, and now that he's back, he just adds that sort of balance to this team again. Devashish, me and you also witnessed Kuldeep Yadav having a ball, having a bat, so there is a chance of him possibly being a part of this playing 11 again.
At least not so in New York.
Hmm.
Yes, when the Indian team travels to West Indies, where the wickets will be slow, it will have offer for the more of assistance to the batters. there may be a case for maybe a case might arise for Kuldeep Yadav. But Kuldeep Yadav did bowl for a long time
Yeah,
yesterday at the optional practice session. He was also seen batting for a long time alone. Means where when none of the batters, all of the batters finished at batting, it was Kuldeep Yadav alone who was practicing. So it goes to be seen whether Kuldeep Yadav, when Kuldeep Yadav gets an opportunity to
yeah.
play. But then for the time being, Akshar Patel will be persisted with, given that he is a decent batter and he has contributed, he has made with, but not, I would not say massive contribution, but valuable contributions in the game against Pakistan. It was his partnership with Rishabh Pant that actually laid the platform of India posting. Obviously, it might not sound very promising total, but then whatever that India achieved, they defended successfully. Yes, once again, coming to the point of all-rounders in the side, the India have to their luxury as many as
Yeah.
four all-rounders in the likes of Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dube, uh, um, Akshar Patel, and Ravindra Jadeja. So and once again, I won't be surprised if Akshar Patel and Shivam Dube once again gets an opportunity to play against USA today.
Akshay Patel, you're right, has been just amazing. I think he's added that balance as well, like how Rishabh Pant has done it. And it's unfortunate for Kuldeep Yadav because he's had a good IPL. A lot of fans want to see him play, but unfortunately, he's not got the similar batting skills as Akshar Patel has with the bat. You mentioned Shivam Dube. Of course, I mentioned him in the past as well. That this is a do or die sort of game for him. This and the next one maybe he might get two more opportunities from your Devashish, but I don't think if he doesn't manage to get too many runs in the next two games, we might see him getting dropped.
Yeah, and you have someone like a Yashasvi
Yeah.
Jaiswal and Sanju Samson waiting in the wings, and they have also looked good during the net practice. Both Sanju Samson and Yashasvi Jaiswal were seen batting alongside Rishabh Pant, and they were joined a little later by Rinku Singh. So obviously Rinku Singh is not an equation as he is in the standard, but definitely there is a case of case for Sanju Samson and Yashasvi Jaiswal, both of whom are part of the 15-member squad. And so if Shivam Dube does not perform in the next two matches, obviously the two matches that India
Yeah.
faces next are that against USA and Canada, and you expect your batters to perform against, with all due respect, against USA and Canada. So huge opportunity for Shivam Dube. Hopefully, he goes on to grab that opportunity.
Massive opportunity, massive opportunity for Shivam Dube, and I'm sure he must be feeling the nerves because he's not been in the best of form in this World Cup. He is in great form. He was in great form in the IPL. Unfortunately, he's not been able to capitalize that in the World Cup. But again, like Devashish had mentioned, it's against USA, it's against Canada. This is his perfect opportunity to shine and maybe cement his place in this World Cup side. Devashish, India's taking on USA later this evening, India local time. Do you think we can expect a full crowd when we go and report for the game?
Yeah, it will be a lot bigger turnout compared to what we witnessed in the game against India and Ireland. Yes, local fans means obviously they will be wondering who, because few of the
Yeah.
few in the US team are from India, and so someone like a Saurav Netravalkar, Monang Patel, Harmeet Singh, there.
What do you think they must be feeling? Sorry to interrupt, but it's strange, I mean, I haven't asked you this question. It
But
must be
then,
a very
now
weird
that
feeling.
they are settled
Yeah.
here in US, obviously their primary objective will be to see USA does well against India, and obviously that will be a huge confidence booster for them as well. When say we know what a big team in India is, and
Absolutely.
a team full of superstars. Obviously, it will be a learning experience as well for the USA cricketers play against the likes of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya, and Aaron Jones, the vice captain
Yeah.
of the USA team. I did interview him, and you might watch him on our platform little later. Obviously, he did emphasize that his role model has been Virat Kohli, and
Wow.
his
Wow.
Instagram post also say he has always been a big follower of Virat, and he has been watching him bat.
That's sweet.
And remember, Jones is no mark with the bat. He scored. He hit 10 sixes in the first game against Canada. So a lot will depend on how he performs, and on being asked whether it will be intimidating for the USA cricketers playing against a team like India, which is full of superstars. He said that that is a huge learning experience for us, and we relish. And if you want to do well in international cricket, you got to play the bigger teams like India, and obviously that confidence confident win against Pakistan in the last game, have done wonders of good as far as their confidence is concerned. So yes, the USA team did not turn up for the practice session yesterday, but then fingers crossed. Hopefully, they put up a decent show yet again.
Yep, yep. And all I can say, I think, is it's going to be a great opportunity for this US team, Devashish, because you're playing a top side, like you said, full of superstars. Even if they give this Indian team a strong fight, I think they'll be taking home a lot of pride. Do you think it's going to be a one-sided game, or do you think this US team might be able to at least give a fight
See,
to
you
entertain the
never you
crowd?
never know.
To
Given the conditions,
Yeah.
is obviously if you say bowl first, winning the toss and bowl first, and if they can manage to restrict India for a decent total, means what I mean by decent total, somewhere in the region of 140,
Hmm.
they will feel that they have done really well.
Awesome.
But given the Indian team, obviously they would look forward to bat out the opposition,
Yeah.
perhaps score a total which might be difficult to chase on this wicket. And given the bowlers in India, the Indian team has in the likes of Bumrah, who has been outstanding in the last three matches, including the match against Bangladesh. So lot to play for as far as USA is concerned. Obviously, it will be a huge learning experience. And Aaron Jones did mention that he would like to pick the presence of Virat Kohli. And perhaps it will be a wonderful to see if since few of the Indian cricketers they do
Hmm.
visit the USA dressing room and share their input, share their thoughts, and it will be a huge learning experience for all the cricketers.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a massive learning experience. It's also going to be a very big game for both these sides. India will, of course, want to get 3 out of 3, and US will be playing, just for that experience matter. Who knows if they give a strong fight to the Indian team? It's a game of cricket at the end of the day, and at the end of the day, both teams would like to believe that they can win. Even the US team would like to believe that they can win, and I'm sure they're entering the playing field thinking that
Yeah,
when we
obviously,
play cricket, even we have a
as a
chance to
professional
win.
cricketer,
Yes,
you should not just leave aside
yes,
the negativeness and also and obviously be optimistic as far as performance. And remember what a win against India will do for USA cricket. Obviously,
my God, that will
means winning
be.
against two powerhouses of Asian cricket, Pakistan, and then if they go on to win against India, that will to be huge in the context of the game here in the USA. Obviously, ICC has brought cricket forward means so as
Yeah.
to tap in the market, and so huge. The Indian diaspora stays here. We saw we were given a lift by the Uber driver in the afternoon yesterday after the practice session,
Yes.
and the way we have been treated means it felt like
It's
home away from
heartwarming.
home. It was
Yes,
so warm,
absolutely.
heartwarming.
Yep, and I think it's going to be a crack of a game. And I think wishing both these teams the best of luck. It's going to be interesting to see how this crowd turns out. We might see a lot of Indians. Hopefully, we can also see some local crowd. Devashish and myself are going to be at the ground. We're going to be reporting, early morning, and we're going to be giving you all the details,
Yeah,
all the updates.
hopefully we get to see
Yes.
more US fans,
Hopefully more US
more US
fans, and
fans, and
it'll be interesting to see how many Indian fans also turn out. Maybe because it's not a big game, and it's also not
a
a weekday.
weekday,
It's not a
and the match
holiday.
starts at 10
Yeah.
and 10:30 a.m. in the morning.
So it's going to be interesting. But Devashish and myself will be there. We'll be giving you all the updates. So make sure you're tuned into Rest Sports. Make sure you tuned into the match, and of course, just continue showing us support. Continue showing your love towards the channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, and also share with your friends. And Devashish, that bell icon is important.
Please click on the notification
Yes.
bell to get all the updates from all the videos that we have been posting. But
Yeah.
We have been after the football news.
Yeah.
Obviously,
You want
it
to
was
mention that football
it's
news
crazy. Yes,
before
we
yeah,
should talk a
please,
little bit
please
about
go for it.
football,
Yeah.
about that football match.
That goal
India,
was something
yes, horrible,
shocking.
shocker. It was a shocking decision by the referee. How on earth can he allow that goal? The ball was clearly outside and out of play, and then and that cut.
I'll,
Obviously,
I'll tell you, Devashi, even though I'm not a huge football follower the same way I'm with cricket, but it makes me also furious. So I'm just thinking for all the
and
football
you
supporters.
just look at the social
Yeah.
media. It has been trending. Obviously, it has been a shocking decision. And remember, it's a FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Means it is a day robbery. It is a day robbery, and obviously India were winning during that time by a goal. And then imagine and had that goal was disallowed, means it would have done the confidence of good. Means obviously Indian team, we all know is a dormant force. But and obviously they would have loved to qualify for the third round, and that would have been a huge boost for
Hmm.
football in the country. But how on earth can that goal be allowed?
It's
When I'm still
I'm a short of words.
I'm
Yeah,
still thinking that the ball was clearly out of play, and that referee should have. And why not using the VAR?
yeah,
Means when you are such a rich country, why aren't you using the VAR? Means
absolutely.
obviously, and it has been pathetic to say the least. Obviously, means in the way, I mean, in India were robbed of a win, I would say.
Yeah, I remember that, this happened when Devashish and me were at the ground, and we saw the visuals that were posted on the group, and we were just shocked. I think, I don't think I can add anything more to that because you've just put it out there
Yeah,
perfectly. It's
and
robbery in daylight.
And Bodiada has had a
Yes,
word with Igor Stimac where he said that yes, it is unfortunate because the boys put up a very good show and they were leading by 1 goal to nil. Remember last match only Sunil Chhetri retired from international football. Despite that, the boys put up a the Blue Tigers put up a spirited performance.
and
So
something like this takes
and
your
yeah,
football back in
absolutely
your country
it
instead
takes
of
the
taking it
football
ahead.
back 10 years back. So and that's not the case. And as a football fan, India has a huge market to tap. Means when it comes, but it is the national team. If it does well, then only there will be a lot more interest in being generated, and then you see such kind of horrendous decision being taken. And
Horrendous,
yeah,
absolutely
absolutely,
horrendous.
that's the right term. Horrendous decision that shouldn't have happened. And obviously, how can that South Korean referee?
And it was evident. It
How
was
can that
evident.
South Korean referee allow that goal? Means it wasn't a goal. That the ball clearly was out of the line and out of and
But none of the players also did anything about it. Can you believe that?
yeah,
Like
absolutely,
they equally to believe no one, like at least in cricket, most of them, you play for the fair spirit of the game. None of the footballers decided to take that goal back.
and it would have been a sporting gesture from Qatari players to actually say to the referee that yeah, the ball was out. How can that player who brought the ball from outside the field of play, and I mean, what is wrong? Means this is a game of sport. Means obviously a team wins, a team loses, but but winning by unfair means do not do any
Yeah,
justice to the game of football, which is being followed globally. And it's a shocking decision.
it
And
is.
obviously
It is.
Indians have every right to crib about it. Means obviously that wasn't a goal. Let me be very frank yet again, that
Mhm.
wasn't a goal, and that shouldn't have been given a goal at the first
Yes,
count.
yes, yes. It wasn't, and clearly, emotions are running high. Uh, it's disturbing that that goal was conceded, and obviously,
Imagine what would have happened if such a decision would have been given in the game of cricket. Means
oh my
obviously
God,
there would be huge
there
hue
would
and
have
cry.
first of all been some
BCCI
scandals of match
would have
fixing. Would have,
acted.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. BCCI would have put their hand up and acted then and then. But what happens? It will be interesting to see what AIFF does,
They
what the
have to do
All India
something.
Football Federation does. I mean, it will be interesting. I mean, it was a shocking decision, and that this matter has to be put forward. Means to concern.
Yeah, it has to be put forward, and it's a shocking decision, like we've mentioned. But emotions are running high. We'll be getting you all the details even after this show later on in the coming days as well. This has to be addressed, Devashish. You're absolutely right. If we let this slip away, we might see this happening again and again. And this whole talk of pushing Indian football ahead will just remain a talk. It's never going to take place until some serious action is taken. So even to the audience out here, do your best to try and promoting football in the right ways. Try getting this issue out. We at Rep Sports as well will do this because it has to be addressed. It has to be addressed by the larger authority. And on that note, obviously emotions are running high. And we've covered football, we've covered cricket, we've covered the Indian practice session, and we'll also be covering the match tomorrow. So again, just make
Not
sure
tomorrow, today,
today,
Ishan.
tomorrow for us.
Yes, Ishan is sleepy. Ishan is sleepy. You have to accept it. It's what is the time, local
Tomorrow,
time here? It is 10:54 and Ishan
yes.
is already sleepy.
I'm sleepy. Yes, it's been a
Yes,
long day. It's been a long
but
day,
then
but I'm sure
yes,
the audience will understand because we're giving out regular content.
yes,
And one of
absolutely.
them also mentioned that we aren't sleeping and eating, so you can't blame
No,
us.
but then thing is that obviously
Yeah,
India will be feeling confident of
yeah,
making it 3 out of 3, and obviously with due respect to USA, means things means you just cannot Now imagine a team like USA beating Pakistan and or India respectively. Means that will be huge for the game of cricket here in USA. But then still a long way to go before cricket being considered as a popular sport. Okay, means
Yes.
obviously huge challenges ahead as far as the sport is concerned here in this country, because the games like baseball, NHL, NBA, these are all huge. They have huge fan base, huge market. So cricket, to make its presence, it will be a huge challenging thing. And obviously, and for a slightest impetus, if the national team, if the national cricket team of USA does well, means if they go on to cause an upset, yes, they have already caused an upset in beating Pakistan, but if they can win against India today, means oh my God, that just imagine.
It's going to be
uh,
something else.
and you for and you will all you will be at the Seven
Yeah.
Eleven store for the newspaper, means. and
Yeah.
and
Yes, we will. Yes.
obviously there was a
And
new.
hopefully then we might see, we
Yes,
should see some coverage. If I don't see coverage, then
and to our
Debashish, I'll
viewers,
be.
obviously, it has been very, very surprising to see not much report on cricket here in these parts. Obviously, a T20 World Cup being played, USA
Not much advertising
being a
also.
part, and then not to give due coverage. I'm not saying that you need to give coverage like a baseball, but even a paragraph is not written about, means that the game between India and Pakistan, and that was unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. And hopefully, in this upcoming game, we can expect more coverage. And on that note, guys, it's been a fascinating live session. We hope you enjoyed it as well. Devashish and myself will get some rest and see you all very soon for the big game, India versus USA. We'll be giving you the ground report, so make sure you stay tuned. Devashish, any final thoughts before we end the live?
Yeah, well, I am looking forward to India making it 3 out of 3, and obviously it will be a huge challenging task. Yes, Aaron Jones might say that it might not be intimidating, but definitely is. Means obviously, India is a big team alongside Australia. So I think it will be a huge learning experience for the
Hmm.
USA cricketers. Someone like a Saurabh Netravalkar, if he again makes a valuable contribution, or a Monang Patel, we want these Indian players to do well, but at the same time, we would keep our fingers crossed in seeing our team, the men in blue, making it 3 out of 3.
It's going to be 3 out of 3. Let's hope it is, unless we'll, hope unlikely. But if there's a massive upset, then
Again,
that's
you were
going to
saying unlikely.
unlikely for the US team to give us a massive
Yes, yes.
upset. Yes,
I
but it's
don't
a game
see.
of cricket,
I
and
don't give a chance
yeah,
at all. Means obviously I am. But
yeah.
I would reckon that India will be too strong to handle.
All right. So yours wishing the Indian team best of luck, and Devashish and me will see you all very soon, shortly. So stay tuned to Red Sports and make sure you engage with the content. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and have a great day ahead. We'll see you really, really soon. Thank you.